We all add bugs to our apps. This is not intentional, but it happens. You've done that, I've done that. It happens. It belongs to our life as an iOS or other developers. But the most important thing is that you improve your skills to find those bugs and to remove those bugs. And today I want to show you how you can use Xcode to find visual bugs in your application or find layout constraints problems. And also I show you a nice little tool to improve your debugging in Xcode. So let's get started. We have here an application I'm working on right now. Let's run it that we can see how it looks like. So this is the application. It uses iCloud, but I'm not logged into iCloud at the moment, but this is not important at the moment. So what you can see here in the log of Xcode, there's a problem with the layout. And you could now try to figure out which view is this, what is happening here. This is kind of tedious, and part of it is because the log of this problem is very cryptic. It shows you all the information you need to figure out what's going on, but it's not really helpful. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. And a nice little trick is to open the View Debugger. You have a View Debugger in Xcode, and you can activate it with this little tool here, with this button. Debug View Hierarchies is this button called. It's in the debug bar in Xcode. When you click that, it opens the View Debugger, and it stops at the breakpoint. So this is actually a breakpoint. And when I now use this ID of this layout constraint that's causing the problem, when I use this ID, copy it and put it into the filter in the the debug navigator, when I put it into the filter here, then it filters out only the one problematic constraint, and this is the constraint. And here I see this is something I don't control, because this is the prompt of a navigation bar. So this problem was introduced by Apple, and I don't know of any way to remove this problem. It's only warning, so it might not hurt, but it's good to keep aware of it, to figure out if something's happening, and maybe search the internet if we can solve it. But I think we can't, because this is code we don't control. But this is a nice little trick to figure out which of the views has this problem by copying the ID of the layout constraint or copying the ID of the view and put it in there, and then you can filter out the view that is responsible for this problem and figure out if you can solve the problem yourself. While we are here, we can do something else. So no, let's first of all run or continue running the application and scroll down here. And if I stop now again using the View Debugger, you can see that this view consists of several different views. I have a small image view here, a bigger image view here, and the button down there. And with the tool Chisel by Facebook, I will provide, or the link of this tool is in the description. With the tool Chisel, we can go even further. First of all, in the View Debugger, I control click on one of the views and use the menu item print description of UI image view. And if I do that, then the description of this image view is printed into the log, and there you can see, okay, I have the these are this is the frame, and it clips to bounds and all that stuff I set up for this view. But what I can do now is I can go into Chisel or use a Chisel command and that is, for example, VS, and I provide it with this ID. No, this is the wrong one. This is this from the label before, with this ID, and then I print, I press return, and now I'm in a interactive state of Chisel, and you see it it colors or masks the view in question that I'm looking at right now. And here I can I see I'm at the image view, and I can first print the view hierarchy of this image that is selected right now. Okay, this is just an image view. It doesn't have any subviews, but I can try to find the siblings of this view in the view hierarchy when I move to the next sibling using the D command. I go to the next sibling, and now I'm at an image view. It's not visible here because we don't see the red mask. But when I use D again, I now see that it's just the view. It has only a width of 8 and a height of 8. Also nothing we provided with this view. We use D again. And now we are at the button here. This is the button we added. And we can, for example, do something like we can quit this interactive session. And we now have the ID of this button. And what we can do now is, for example, we can mask it. And then it's shown red. We can unmask it again. Or we can hide it. Now the button is gone. See here was the button, now it's gone. We can show it again. We can flicker it, just to make sure we are, and if we just return, the last command is executed again, and there we can figure out what's going on and figure out what this view is doing. But when we go again to the interactive session for this view, for example for this button, we can go to the super view. So we move to the super view using the V command, and now we are in the table viewed cell content view. And if we print the V hierarchy for the view hierarchy for this, we see all the views that are added to the cell content view. Some of them are added by UIKit, and some of them we added to this view. Okay, while we are here in the view debugging, we can also use Xcode to figure out what's going on in this view. For example, we can use this button here to show clipped content. So the views are the cells use images as background views, and those are added to the view that they fill the whole cell. So everything that's bigger than the cell is clipped, and we can hide and show it with this button, or even show views that are outside of the view itself because they are clipped by the view. This is sometimes helpful to figure out if a view isn't visible. Maybe it's off screen and you just didn't know that you put the wrong layout constraints on it. You can also move it around to show the 3D representation, and you can enhance the space between those elements in the 3D, and you can also filter down to the view you are interested in. For example, we are just at the background view of this one, the background image of this one cell, and we can also then show and hide everything else to figure out what's going on here. Sometimes it's easier to figure out what's going on if you have a white background or a lighter background. So we can change the background of this view itself, not the background of the app you are working on right now, just the background in Xcode. And you can also show and hide the layout constraints and switch to when you select a view, then you also see, it's not visible exactly, but you see here we see the layout constraints for this view, like here, this one, and then you can show the elements of this constraint. It's a constant of 655, priority 1000, and so on. So this is a nice tool, the combination of the View Debugger in Xcode with the tool Chisel, again, link in the description. You can do sophisticated view debugging and figure out what's going on in your views, and most importantly, fix the problems you have introduced in your view while working on it. Okay, this is just the content. I just figured out wireframes and content prints everything, and we just selected one of the views. So this is how to debug such things. Oh, one last thing. If you are in the View Debugger at the moment, you can also export the view hierarchy. This creates a hierarchy file you can send to someone else, and they can open it in Xcode without the need of installing or getting the repository for this application or for this project. They just get the view hierarchy and maybe can help you with debugging without the need to also get the whole project. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to show. If you are done with the View Debugger, you can click this continue button in the debug bar here, and then the application continues as it did before. This is everything I wanted to show you. I hope it helps you in debugging and finding problems and fixing those problems. Drop me your favorite debugging tricks if you have such things, and let me know what you think. Until next time, bye.